Did you see that? When Dawana came back and played for us, they got mad because our fan base was booing her. You're watching the exact moment Sophie Cunningham tore up a decades-old playbook that's quietly controlled WNBA narratives. What started as a casual podcast chat about Dawana Bonner's messy departure has now snowballed into something much bigger, big enough to make the old-school media gatekeepers lose their minds. Here's what they don't want you to notice. Sophie just proved that WNBA players like her, Caitlin Clark, and the Indiana Fever don't need ESPN, The Athletic, or any of the league's long-protected media darlings to control their own stories. She skipped every outdated channel, went straight to the fans, and racked up more real engagement than most established sports reporters can dream of in a year. For an industry built on being the middleman between athletes and the public, that's not just unsettling, it's existential. Show your support for Sophie by dropping a spicy Sophie in the comments. Let's go. Before we unpack how Sophie accidentally exposed the cracks in the WNBA's media machine, just imagine what the league would look like if players controlled their own narratives. No biased filtering, no anti-Clark spin, no hidden agendas designed to pit teammates against each other. What Sophie just did goes far beyond the Bonner drama. We are watching the start of a new era. An era that could completely change who gets to decide the story in women's basketball. For years, legacy sports media built walls around WNBA coverage, deciding which players got airtime and which stories fit their brand. Sophie just proved those walls aren't made of stone, they're made of wet tissue paper. Let's break down how one unfiltered podcast episode revealed just how weak the system really is, and why every major sports outlet is now scrambling to lock down player partnerships before they lose the narrative altogether. The warning sign was in the numbers. Sophie's following quietly surged past 1.6 million on TikTok and 1.1 million on Instagram, bigger than the combined reach of many so-called WNBA insider reporters. She built that empire while ESPN was busy pretending Caitlin Clark's record-breaking nights weren't newsworthy. And here's the game changer. Sophie didn't get there by kissing the ring of the old guard. She got there by speaking the language fans actually understand. Unapologetic, competitive, and real. While some players worked overtime to keep their image inside a polished, safe-for-broadcast bubble, Sophie went straight to the people, giving them what ESPN soundbites couldn't: authenticity. That was the moment the power shifted. Sophie didn't whisper her story to a reporter. She didn't gift wrap it for The Athletic. She didn't even tease it on Twitter first. She sat down with her Show Me Something co-host and dropped a truth bomb that flipped the Bonner controversy on its head. No editors, no spin, no corporate PR script. Just raw, unfiltered truth for anyone who wanted to hear it. In the old days, if a player had inside scoop on locker room chaos or shady exits, it would trickle to a beat reporter, get massaged into a carefully sourced article, and be spoon-fed to the audience. On the media's terms. Timing controlled. Framing controlled. Impact controlled. Yeah, no. Sophie told it herself, and she told it better than any outsider could because she was there, living it. She had the first-hand credibility, the context, and the platform to drop it without asking anyone for permission. A level of freedom the establishment media does not want Caitlin Clark or any Fever player to have. If you thought this was just about Dawana Bonner, think again. This was the first shot in a bigger war. Who controls the truth in women's basketball? So, whose side are you on? Drop your fire spicy Sophie in the comments and hit that subscribe button, because this story is only getting started.